Have you ever heard of Ravens Peak? It's a place shrouded in mystery and enigma, a foreboding mountain town where people go to disappear and never return. Ravens Peak is not just a town, it's a legend, a dark whisper that haunts the minds of those who dare to speak its name. Dr. Emma Taylor was fascinated by the human psyche's ability to withstand isolation. She spent years studying the effects of solitary confinement and believed Ravens Peak would be the ultimate testing ground for her research. She assembled a team of volunteers, each with their own psychological profile. There was Jake, a former soldier battling PTSD, Sarah, a reclusive college student, and Matt, a charismatic entrepreneur with a shadowy past. Together they would confront the darkest corners of the human mind. The team arrived in Ravens Peak on a chilly autumn evening, the mist swirling around them like a living entity. Emma briefed them on the experiment, 30 days in isolation, no contact with the outside world, confined to a remote cabin on the town's outskirts. The challenge was simple yet profound: to survive the isolation. As the days turned into weeks, the team settled into a routine of therapy sessions, journaling and exploring the wilderness. But soon, the isolation took its toll. Equipment vanished, strange noises echoed through the night, and shadowy figures were seen lurking in the trees. Emma was skeptical at first, attributing these occurrences to the effects of solitude. But as the incidents continued, she began to suspect something more sinister was at play. One fateful night, Jake disappeared during a solo hike. The team searched desperately, but he was nowhere to be found. Emma's fear grew, and the strange occurrences escalated. Sarah was gripped by terrifying hallucinations, convinced she was being watched from the shadows. Matt's paranoia spiraled out of control, accusing the others of plotting against him. Emma's grip on reality began to slip. The team's behavior became erratic, their minds shattered by the horrors they experienced. Emma realized too late that she had made a grave mistake. Ravens Peak was not just a place of isolation, but a portal to a realm of madness. In a desperate attempt to escape, Emma and the remaining team members fled towards the town. But it was too late. The darkness consumed them, and they were never seen again. The people of Ravens Peak whispered of the doomed experiment, of the team that unleashed an unfathomable horror. They spoke of Emma's descent into madness, of the terrible things she had done in the name of science. When the mist rolled in, shrouding the town in an impenetrable veil, they knew they were not alone. The darkness always lurked, waiting to consume, waiting to drive them mad. Ravens Peak had become a living, breathing entity, a monster that fed on fear and terror, and Emma, the psychologist who sought to understand the human mind, had become its latest victim. The cabin where the experiment took place was abandoned, left to rot in the wilderness. But the locals whispered of strange lights and sounds emanating from the cabin, of ghostly apparitions of Emma and her team. When the wind blew through the trees, it carried a faint whisper, a warning to all who dared to enter the isolation of Ravens Peak. Turn back now while you still can.